They telling me he's not done. I told y'all what this Iceman album is gonna be. It's gonna be him doing exactly what he's basically suing for. He's going to be dissing. He's going to be slandering. He's going to be saying things that might hurt people's brands. He don't care. As long as it's not him, apparently it's fine. So Drake did a whole nother live stream of the Iceman episode 2. And he dropped a song with Central C. Let me know if y'all want me to react to that. I'll react to that later. But I wanted to do a reaction of. I didn't want to react to the whole live stream, but Fantastic Hip Hop did a quick overview of it, and they're telling me he's shooting at Kendrick, running from Pinocchio. They're showing me pictures of Kendrick in a tree eating a lote, dressed like it. So let's get right into it, ladies and gentlemen. Protect hip hop culture at all costs.
Now listen, before we get into making fun of the first near 40-year-old man for running away from Pinocchio on a live stream for being the first near 40-year-old man for running away from Pinocchio on a live stream, the Drake fans are gonna be insufferable today, so be sure to leave that like and subscribe because I am gonna need it and we are gonna need all
the number one Drake
the support we can to make sure that everybody remembers that the Iceman is still melting, as now with what just went down, as Drake just made episode 2 of his Iceman series, which is rolling the supposed album of the same name out. I have to say, I don't even know how Lawbury did it, but he really managed to outdo himself here, and honestly put together an even more embarrassing stream where from the gimmicks, skits, disses, and music itself, well, every single thing.
And I'm not even gonna lie to you, the reason why I didn't react to the song first was because this is not even, I understand Fantastic Hip Hop absolutely hates this nigga. I don't like Drake because of the lawsuit shit. That's just that anti-hip hop shit and how hypocritical of the shit he been doing. He been moving real weird. But one thing that I'm not even trying to do no Stan Wars, no hate thing. Bro, this was the quietest of the lot. Compared to his last drop, what did I miss in this? I saw maybe 3 posts about this song yesterday, and that was about it. So it was real quiet. Wasn't a lot of requests for it, which is why I asked if y'all want me to do it, let me know.
Was an absolute downgrade, other than the comedic value of seeing a grown man who has lost literally everything over the last year in terms of what his music career has turned into, see the reality of an idea coming to fruition of Drake and his team sitting around and deciding that the best.
Oh, and by the way, I reacted to the entire Alfredo 2 album. I'm not sure when I'm dropping it. I reacted to it before I reacted to this, but I might drop this video first and then the Alfredo 2 reaction, so stay tuned to that.
Best way to respond to all of the pressure going on in his career, which is about to end right now, was to get Pinocchio to co-star in this stream and have him do a chase where you, Drake, a 40-year-old man almost, is running away from a symbol and idea that means something else that's a lot more disturbing than what you interpreted it to be.
Yeah. Niggas gonna read into it, but you can't have symbolism and not think people gonna read into it. Like, I feel like the Pinocchio chasing him definitely feels more like it's saying like your lies are chasing you down or about to catch you. But maybe he's saying but it's also, he could be saying I'm being chased by somebody who keeps lying on me.
And now, as we are really about to get into the madness of Drake going full Pinocchio, well, listen, if you have not already, leave that like, because when it comes to Drake's most baffling move that I really want to say ever, because just what is this even? Well, before we can get into the new song Drake dropped, the snippet he also put out, and the collabs that this stream is even showing off, which is really just showing who is going to be around for this Iceman album, we really now just have to talk about with this record itself and how it is shaping out to be. Well, the album is starting to look more like it should be called Fairy Tale 40-Year-Old Man or something along those lines, because with the heavy push to just lean into the character of Pinocchio here, which again, it's not just in the stream, but Drake is putting his side profile in the album art, and with how calculated and meticulous this all seemingly is in terms of just putting him everywhere, well, again, for how lazily and haphazardly Drake has created albums, it almost seems like this is a concept album about whatever weird message he is trying to push with this. Well, overall, when we break it down, it seems like Drake has found a character and icon that he is using to symbolize something very weird, and now further...
It's definitely a concept album. The concept's gonna be dissonant. It's... Like I said, had he not done the things he's doing, I would low-key be excited for this. Throughout this entire battle, I couldn't decide whether Drake should have took a break or should have kept trying to drop. Now that I see how things played out, he should have left. He should have took a break. I don't think he should have dropped Sexy Sounds for You. I don't think he should have done any of the stuff he's done. I think he should have, when he moved to Texas, he should have went radio silent. Of course, people are going to still see him when he goes does stuff. Just don't say nothing. don't go to basketball games, face fighting, don't do none of the clownery stuff. And then What Did I Miss lands completely different. It lands completely different because then now it's like, that's even the title lands different, but it's like, nigga, you've been here the whole time. It's like a nigga who wouldn't leave your house, talk about what did I miss? Nigga, what? You refused to leave, nigga. You didn't miss anything. So even the way Kendrick is low-key just focusing on work, on performances, on features, he's getting all his stuff out through his work. He's clapping back on stage with the people, which Drake is, I guess, doing too, but he's doing all the other ancillary BS that's making him look goof troopish. So it's just like, I don't know, bro.
Drake fans? Well, what I honestly find most funny about this now is that the Drake fans' minds are just absolutely blown because of this, as at the end of the day, as they have been so creatively starved and deprived of anything, well, just literally the most basic and surface level symbolism, which again, we are going to get into how Drake actually sent a message which he didn't intend for, which is much more disturbing and looks awful on him. Well, still, just with even the idea that there is something deeper here, they are emphatic over it, and once again, and why they are finally getting any sort of excitement after over a year of the biggest loss we have seen in maybe the entire history.
I didn't really hear excitement.
Of music. Well, it's all because Pinocchio is bringing together the Drake-a-Wish people in the only way that they can
Drake-a-Wish? Oh my God. Fantastic Hip Hop has to get the Hater of the Year award. This nigga, his hate is like, damn, nigga, this Drake.
Which is all through the one guy who they are all secretly obsessed with in none other than Kendrick Lamar, and I think Drake really did it here. He really managed to outdo himself here and create a diss that is memorable and that I am going to be thinking about at least, but not because it gets him any sort of a solid or strong point, but because it's an absolute monstrosity of a creation, both in terms of its design and in the actual way it was.
That is a real Party City costume for Pinocchio. That's a creepy ass. Pinocchio's creepy in general. The original Pinocchio, if you read that story, or you know that story, that shit creepy as hell, man.
Brought to reality itself, which now, of course, well now while Kendrick Lamar literally has some of the most insane songs ever written in the history of music, where he is rapping as other people entirely, telling stories with the ultimate plot twists and narratives that'll just sit there and make you question everything as you know it. And again, with entire bodies of works like these, Kendrick has won prizes.
I got a question. Would y'all rather have a GNX Deluxe or a whole new album from Kendrick drop? Like a GNX Deluxe, which is like GNX, but it has like, let's say, well, that's a kind of a stupid question now that I think about it, because it's like saying, would you rather have 8 new Kendrick songs or a whole album? I think if you're a Kendrick fan, I think the choice is the album, man. My bad. Don't even think about what I just said. That was stupid.
Is in categories where no other rappers have ever been, and as a result of what Kendrick has pushed forward, well, both as a conceptualist and an art form in terms of its writing, rap has been brought to an entire new stratosphere in terms of how the world perceives it. Well, now at the same time as Kendrick does, and is still doing all of this, Drake's got Pinocchio costumes lying around that he is using as a symbol for his own art, which once again, in his eyes, this represents Kendrick Lamar. But now before we get into what Drake
why you make Chubbs wear that shit, bro?
Said with this here up front and what he wanted everybody to think, just remember, and this is one of the messages that Drake messed up with here, the character of Pinocchio is not just a story of a liar whose nose grows with each lie that he tells, but also, and this is why I really do think that Drake and OVO have a serious media literacy problem, when we look at who the rival of Pinocchio is in the actual stories that all of the other source material you have probably ever seen him in is based off of, well, Pinocchio gets captured by a creep who steals real boys, and I'm just gonna leave this here, I'm not gonna say anything else. And now seriously, I got it together, I'm not gonna get any more messy, but back to what Drake wants us to think about Kendrick Lamar here, and now even with the height of Pinocchio, it's making him look small, and really now that Drake has reached the full circle point of illusion where he is making fun of Kendrick's height again, I'm not even gonna say anything else about that, I think it just speaks for itself.
I think it is a shot at his height too. I think it's like this short little, I was gonna say that boy is chasing me around and he's lying on me. That's what I'm getting from it. But like I said, when you use symbolism and you don't really lay out what you're trying to say, niggas gonna take it for that. So yeah, if somebody says that's a bad look because the story of Pinocchio, just Drake, someone like Drake should just like stay away from, use a different liar or something. I don't know, do a liar skit. Why did you do a Jim Carrey liar skit? You should have done that. Eh? Leave the Pinocchio and the children out of it.
And now when it comes to really what Drake is doing here, when you just internalize that
say.
Drake really got together a team to sit and film him running away from a fictional character, and of course as Pinocchio's nose gets longer when he lies. And OVO fans, I know you're not used to literally any sort of deeper meaning in the art that you consume and listen to, so just follow me here. Pinocchio's nose represents all of the lies that Kendrick has told on Drake's name, and then Drake is running away from Kendrick Lamar altogether to try and get away from all the narratives he has pushed. Or I don't know, that's at least what this weird, pathetic vision is seemingly trying to tell us? I'm lost. I don't know what to say. What are we even doing? Because seriously, did you just hear what I had to say and what we just got on screen? Because honestly, even for how low Drake has gone, I am baffled that this is the weird point that we have reached. Because if you went back and told all the hypebeasts and losers a little over a year ago before this beef ended and said that after all of it went down, well, about a year later, Drake would end up turning into a content creator more than a rapper, where the best idea he had to roll out his anticipated album by his fans was all to get chased by Pinocchio and have a...
Hey, as a content creator and a rapper, come on, chill. You don't got to separate the two. Huh? Even the clip said, they content create, I create content. There's a difference, man. We are content creators. Just some of us create content. Some of us are content creators. Come on now.
Professional video team recorded? I mean, what happened to the game I love? Because truly, what Drake has done is just so pathetic, even beyond words, that really, if this is what you think about when your back is against the wall creatively, you should just hang it up, because what is even the point? And so really, when you just see this and witness the extents that Drake is still going to drag out this beef and try to say that Kendrick Lamar lied about him and that he is this massive liar and hypocrite, all the way to the point where he is now being compared to the most iconic face of lying in the entire history of fiction? Well, again, aside from the accidental message about the boys and all that, even with your own intentions, Drake, this is just baffling. And what's even more funny about this all, to be really honest, is that now when you see how Drake went about doing this and how he showed off this entire scene of this hide-and-seek game with Pinocchio and then this chase, well, if you can get through the disgust and see Drake running away from the face of lies, what Drake didn't realize is that despite the message he tried to send and that his artistically illiterate stan base reads and hypes this overall up for, when you actually look at what this should symbolize, it really is that Drake is running away from the lies and they are still chasing him no matter what, where he goes, and they will eventually catch him seemingly, which, to be honest, well, again, Drake is being super consistent, as just like the Hard Part 6, where Drake's own hastiness to keep looking cool and to never admit defeat just made him embarrass himself there. We are really seeing the same thing go down once again right within this Iceman Episode 2 stream, and now well beyond the Kendrick Lamar disses that Drake thought would be this deep and groundbreaking thing, but in actuality are the most cringe thing that I have ever seen. And again, while Drake has done so many things that have disappointed hip-hop and myself and that have just been baffling, I really do think with just the entire reality that we are seeing here, I have never just questioned what is going on more. Well, now for the rest of this Drake stream, when he is not...
All right, so I just wanted to cover that part, I think, because I did a little scroll. This is when he starts talking about the Central C song, which I'll cover myself later on. But, okay, so that was basically a rundown of that scene in that stream. And like I said, I don't want to hear nobody saying nothing about dragging out anything. Drake is using this for his rollout. I'm going to be covering all of this. Yeah, so if you don't want me to, call Drake and tell him, hey, man, chill. If you can't do that, enjoy the video or don't. It's coming either way. But, yeah, I just don't understand this. I just don't understand this. The suing and then the coming back from the lawsuit on some, like, this is my tough album. Low-key, I feel like you should have dropped Iceman before the lawsuits if you was going to do that in the middle of the beef. And then now you drop Sexy Song for You, because it's like, I don't know, bro. If someone is super petty enough, bro, if somebody's petty enough, which I don't think they will do, and I hope they don't do, because it's going to keep this precedent going, you're going to say the wrong, because I know you're going to be saying whatever you want on this Iceman album. You're going to be going in on people, and I guarantee you're going to be going on people's families, people's relationships, people who didn't diss you. I know you're going to be doing that. But if someone decides, hey, if LeBron goes, hey, Nick, you saying I committed adultery, Nick? Hold on, gang. And I hope that doesn't happen, and I would still think that was lame. But I'll be like, well, man, it's the box you opened up, Nick. So, and it's going to help perpetuate the BS. But y'all let me know what you think, man.